Don't you forget your special. Don't you forget your special.
We were all born different, even those that look alike, even twins of differences and can be identical.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Able Show. I am your host, Olden Polynice, and I am joined by three amazing co-hosts, as well as our resident DJ X-Ray. Now, here at the Able Show, we bring you amazing guests, but every now and then, we get an icon. And this lady is truly an icon. Not only is she an icon, she's produced an icon. So we're gonna be joined by Miss Marla Gibbs and her daughter, Angela Gibbs. So when we come back, we will be joined by legend. We'll be right back.
But I hope you get through. I can be a friend who is someone you can vent to when it feels this world's against you and you forget you're special.
Moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Fish don't fry in the kitchen, beans don't burn on.
Welcome back to the Able Show, and again, as promised, we are joined by the amazing Marla Gibbs and her daughter, Angela Gibbs.
You know all your lines.
Oh my goodness. I've watched you. I have watched you over the years.
Thank you.
Now we got to talk about this. You, two iconic roles of the many that you've had between Mary Jenkins and Florence Johnston. Do you have a favorite?
Whichever one was paying me at the time.
That's what I tell people when they ask me who's my favorite team. Whoever's signing the checks. Oh, wow. That's a great answer.
Amazing.
That's a great answer. So I know you got the Florence Johnston role with the Jeffersons. How did that come about? How did you even get the role?
I was doing a play and I heard they were auditioning for it.
Okay.
And my agent, which was
Ernestine, was it?
Ernestine McClendon,
Okay.
she wrote a letter to the Hollywood Reporter saying her actors were treated like a revolving door. We were in and out and they never really gave us anything. So suddenly everybody wanted to see her actors. So I got an audition.
Wow.
And I went in and I had been to Norman Lear's office 2 or 3 times before and it was like I was never there. But this time they paid attention and I did my reading and the casting agent liked it. So she took me over to the producers and she said, do it like you did it for me. And I said, okay. They liked it. By the time I got home, I had the job.
Wow.
But it was just one job. It was only supposed to be one job. The other lady who was playing, who was a maid in the building for the Willises.
For the Willises, yeah.
It was supposed to be her gig. But along about the 5th episode, they called me back, and I did that show. Then the 8th episode, they called me back. I did that show. And at the end of the season, they offered me a contract of 7 out of 13. And that's how it all started. Wow. Because God is awesome. He works it out, baby.
That's right. Well, there's one more little caveat I want to add.
Uh-huh.
In the guest appearance, where she gives the job back to Louise's friend, she says, "You live in this building." You all remember that?
Yeah.
And then she asks,
It's
Roxy,
the
do you live in this
line.
building? Well, how come we overcame and nobody ever told me?
Yes.
And they had to hold for 5 minutes. The audience lost it.
Oh my.
And the word is that the producers were like, who is that? So then they kind of probably made their decision right around that time. And so that's why she got called back and the other lady's contract was bought out. So that she
Was that written in or was improvised?
No, that was written in, right? They wrote that line.
Oh, the line was there.
But her delivery.
Oh, her delivery.
They called me over. They called Norman Lear over for the reading, and I decided to change the line. So when I got to the line, I said it another way. No. They said, just do it like you did it before. I said, okay. So it turned out that was Norman Lear's favorite line.
Wow.
But it's iconic though, because we all remember it. Yeah. And it's one of the funniest lines, and that's what made, to me, Florence Johnston so amazing, is that you had this boldness to you, you know, to that character, and this like belief in herself, you know, even though I'm a maid, I'm the baddest maid there is.
That's right.
Well, that's how all the maids that I knew acted. They took over the house.
Okay.
They were in the kitchen, and the owner came in. They said, I'm not done yet. You couldn't come in there. And so that's what I was used to. They didn't act all like, yes, ma'am, and all of that.
Now, you had an iconic moment, too.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Sanford and Son.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord.
Beaujolais. Some French furniture polish.
I still have friends that will send me clips. I'm like, who knew that would be in perpetuity? Because, you know, back then there weren't videos and there wasn't internet.
Right now, when y'all were dancing,
oh, I know.
I lost it. I watched those shows repeatedly. Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, Good Times. I was watching Good Times during lunch.
Okay.
That's all I watched.
Yeah.
I want to stay connected to those moments.
Those were good shows.
They were.
And good writing, and
then,
got to work with
and our people,
Fox.
we were helping each other get work and everything else.
Yes.
That's why you see a lot of the same characters within the show.
They would look out for each other too. Like Red looked out for Whitman Mayo and but I can't think of her name, who was always fighting with him. Aunt Esther.
Oh, Aunt Esther, LaWanda Page.
LaWanda Page. Yeah. They looked out for each other.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So moving on, you had the secondary. I'm sorry, you guys.
No.
Because
I didn't want to ask like that.
I'm a fan, so
I know. You know, I watch a little bit of the Jeffersons and Good Times with my mom, just a little bit, but not enough to. But I do want to ask, like, what was the relationship in behind the scenes with other actors?
With the other actors?
Yeah.
Specifically the Red Box show, or are you or with her with the Jeffersons?
Either or, you know, we'll do the Jeffersons first. I want to know that one first.
What was it like working behind the scenes with the actors?
Oh, it was great. When I first had a rehearsal with Sherman, I said, "Is that all he's going to give me?" And the cameras came on. A whole different person came out. I said, "Oh, okay." He was an introvert in real life, but an extrovert on camera.
Right.
Did you always know that you wanted to go into acting, both of you? Is it something you grew up wanting to do?
Wanted to act?
Yeah.
I acted in grade school. I lived in Detroit, and I really liked it. And then when I got to high school, I joined drama again. And I think you originally wanted to sing, but then you started liking acting too. When we moved out here from Detroit, my mother put me in a workshop. We were in the workshop together called PASLA, Performing Arts Society of Los Angeles, in the neighborhood, in the community, where later we would open a theater of our own. So literally giving back to the same community.
3 blocks from where we started.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So, I don't know, did you always want to act? I think I kind of just got bit by the bug.
I always loved the movies. I never thought about TV. I didn't watch TV. My grandmother had a room who had a little TV, but I never looked at it. Boring. But all the movies, I went to the movies a lot. But I never thought I could do that.
Right.
All right. Wow. So we're gonna take a quick break. You know, we gotta pay bills, and then when we come back, more with Miss Marla Gibbs and Angela Gibbs.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. No are changing every day.
All right, welcome back to the Able Show. We are joined by the legend herself, Miss Marla Gibbs, and her lovely daughter, Angela Gibbs. Now, I gotta ask you, we talked about one iconic role. We gotta move to the second iconic role, 227 and Miss Mary Jenkins. Mary.
Well, my daughter produced the play, and she talked me to be in it.
No.
And Hal Williams was in it, and we had a director, Edmund Cambridge, who had worked with Isabel Sanford for years in New York. And so he was well known, and we all loved him. But he came to work with us at Crossroads.
Okay.
The Crossroads Arts Academy, the acting workshop that my daughter started. And her high school friend, Shay Wafer. They started that. People keep giving me the credit, but I have to keep correcting them. I did not start Crossroads. She started.
Wow, that's amazing.
So at Cambridge, he knew Isabel Sanford and Billy Dee and Roxy Roker. He was a director. First, he was a stage manager, then director in New York. So he knew everybody, right? You know, the black talent. And then when we got him, by your suggestion, we got him to come help me start this theater. Because I went to Black University, Howard. And when you go to those kind of HBCUs, they're always asking you, what are you going to do with your education, right? So we wanted to start a theater. And Mama said, well, ask him. So he was also, because of my mother's name and because of his name, I was like 25. I was able to get people to come and help. And he brought me a script. He said, ask your mom to be in this play. And Mom at first was like, I can't do that. I'm trying to start a club. I'm doing the Jeffersons. I'm like, please, Mama, Mama, please. And so we thought she would just do maybe a few weekends and then help me get going. But the play was just so hot, you know. That was it, you know.
Yeah, we ran for 6 months. We were supposed to close in, 1 month?
Right.
And
6 months
everybody started coming. The people really loved it. And Norman Lear, when I was on set, I was still doing the Jeffersons then. Norman Lear said, I hear you have a good play over there. I said, yeah. He said, well, I want to come see it. I said, well, you better come tomorrow because we're closing.
Wow.
And I had invited him, but he never responded. So he came, and he brought some of the people from, some of his staff, and they watched the play. They had to sit way in the back because we were packed.
Which was kind of good, though, because then he got to be in the middle of everything. Because the thing that was beautiful about Black theater is that, and that play in particular, is that I would see Black men, uncles, grandfathers, coming by themselves, bringing their buddy, like, wait till you see this part. Because up to that point, we weren't seeing ourselves. And we weren't seeing ourselves in the way we live authentically, right? And the play was written by a woman named Christine Houston out of Chicago, and it took place in a tenement, and Mama and her girl sat on the stoop and talked about everybody in the building. She had some great lines. You know what I mean? Like the girl, one woman, she said, yeah, her skirt's so tight, a soft fart would bust a hole in it. I mean, you were bad.
Oh my God.
It was, but she cleaned it up for TV, but it was, and they ran the numbers, right? Played the numbers. Yeah.
Just like they did in Detroit. Detroit was a numbers town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Detroit.
Yeah.
So
and
what's
the girl that was co-starring with me, she left, and my stepsister, who I was with from 16 to about 18, I thought about her because she's very funny. And I called her in Detroit and invited her to come out into the play. She'd never acted.
Wow.
So she came, and nobody wanted to work with her because she was new. She had never acted before. So she said, I think I'll go home. I said, no. I said, they didn't pay for bringing you out here. I did.
Oh,
so
amazing.
You stay. So we would just talk in the car. I said, we'll just talk our lines. Whatever you want to say. I said, say something that makes sense to what I say, which is what I said to Sherman and the Jeffersons. He said, Marla, I forgot my lines. I said, no, you didn't. He said, yes, I didn't study. I said, when you first saw them, your mind took a picture. I said, they're in there. They can't come out because you keep saying you don't know them. So stop saying that. He said, I knew that.
That's cool. Oh my God.
I said, I'll say something and you say something that makes sense. And that's what we'll do. So we had some ad-lib in there which was really funny.
Wow.
And Susie did that on 227. I
So
said to her,
funny.
I said, I'm gonna knock some of the fat off your butt. She said, if you do, you better put it back before I miss it. She came up with that line.
The audience would die. They ended up snatching her. We were hoping that if it went to a show, my mother and her would be on the stoop together.
Yeah.
But they grabbed her before and wanted her to play the grandmother in Punky Brewster, that show. So she ended up being the grandmother. And Mama said, no, go ahead, because we don't know. You know how Hollywood is.
Yeah.
In case this show doesn't go ahead and take the role.
So how did the whole the Jack K role? Was
Well,
that part of the?
we had an audition, and Jackie came in to read for Rose, my partner on the stoop.
On the stoop. Yeah.
And then she asked if she could read for Sandra. And she was a little overweight, and she had this little short hair, and she was doing Mae West, which was hysterical. So when she got through, I said, now that's Sandra. They said, no, the network wants
Shirley
I
Ralph.
won't say her name.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say it. Well, you've said it before. I thought you would just say it again. Okay.
Well, they wanted Shirley Ralph.
Oh, well.
And I said, I love Shirley Ralph, because, we seem dream girls.
Yeah.
I said, but she's too sophisticated. She's not Sandra.
Yeah.
I said, this is Sandra. So we argued and argued for a while, and then they finally said, okay, we're gonna hire her. But we're only gonna give her 7 out of 13 because she's over the top. I said, whatever. And she did every show.
They loved her.
She never did no 7 out of 13. So I have to say a lot of success of 227 belongs to Sandra.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
And then, of course, Cheryl Lee got her day also. She's always been wonderful, and now on Abbott Elementary.
Oh.
And Emmys, and
killing,
she's
yeah.
amazing.
She's
Yeah.
a great actress, but
Yeah,
she's
she
right though. Jack K
was the one.
The embodiment of.
She was the one, yeah.
Sandra.
All the men love men love Sandra. Those hips, those legs.
Yes.
I
digress. I'm sorry. We're gonna take another break, and we come back more with Marla Gibbs and Angela Gibbs.
Oh, child, what you doing?
What are you laughing at?
I knew it was gonna happen. He done finally wigged out. Woo, help him, Lord.
Now you listen to me.
I don't have to listen to you. I'm on my own time.
Buzz, I only meant
I know exactly what you meant. You meant to corrupt my Florence with this garment. You're a sinful woman.
Now wait a minute, chump.
Sit down. And don't call my man a chump. Now look here, chump. Well, it's about time you knew the truth, Miss Jefferson. This turkey ain't Billy D. Williams.
Florence, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, don't act so innocent, Shorty. I mean, this dude is a good likeness, and he's handsome and all that, but he can't fool Billy D. Williams' #1 fan.
Are you really my #1 fan?
No, I'm Billy D. Williams' #1 fan, and I know a phony when I see one. Oh, no, you don't. Now we'll just find out who you are, Mr.
Beaujolais.
Oh, this stuff can gag a maggot. What is it? Furniture polish?
No, it's French wine.
I'd rather have Ripple. Yeah, bring on the Ripple.
Reach inside my coat here. Reach right in there.
Ripple! This is what we was asking for. Yeah!
Welcome back to the Able Show. Again, joined by the amazing and incomparable Marla Gibbs, and of course her lovely daughter Angela Gibbs. Now, 227 has Marla Gibbs, Hal Williams, Jack A. Harry, and this young lady, God, what is her name? What was that young lady's
So
name?
hard to pronounce.
You talking about Rose?
No, he know what he's doing. He messing with you.
Regina
You talking about my daughter?
King.
My daughter?
Your daughter, Regina King. What was that like? And did you know she would become Regina King?
Nobody knew that. But let me tell you, she was always talented. She was in the play with us.
Oh, she was
One of the original.
She wasn't my daughter. She was a little girl down the street who got on my nerves. She had her lines then.
And actually, Nia Long was in the play as well.
No.
Yes, yes.
How come I don't know this?
Throughout your
Wow, I wish I had seen the play.
It was good.
Yeah, the play was very good.
Wow.
throughout your careers, was there anyone like that you were inspired working with, or you particularly loved working with behind the scenes, or in the play, or
Anybody you love working with behind the scenes? Any of the actors, your favorite actors, maybe?
yeah,
All of them, but Regina. Regina was one of my very favorites.
yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
She always tried to get away with stuff. You know, she was in regular public high school, and so she didn't like the way she dressed because they said it was doofus. So I said, well, now, you want to be on the side dressed with them, or do you want to be on the show? So she always gives me credit, because I told her, I said, you're not dressing that way because you want to. You're dressing that way because your mama makes you. I said, now we can have an argument on the show if you want.
Wow. Now, how much of that was you acting and you being motherly within the scenes?
Well, since I'm a Gemini, one of them was me and the other one.
There's always two in action.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Do you have any upcoming projects that you're working on?
Upcoming projects?
Huh?
Upcoming projects.
Either.
Next month, I'm doing a short film called Mildred for a Million. It's a very sweet story about a great-grandmother, and I have a great-granddaughter named Outta who just graduated from high school.
Oh, so exciting.
And so it reminds me very much of how much we don't really get to talk, you know, and that's what the story is about.
That's awesome.
So I really thought it's nice.
How did you get started into that film? Or what started that for you, the film?
I'm 30, but my ears feel like they've heard too much. They don't want to hear anything else. But I told them, we got to keep hearing because we're going to be here. We gotta hear.
Yeah. So, Angela, what are you working on right now?
Oh, my goodness.
Go ask these questions. Yes. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I did, I was on a show, and we just found out we didn't get a third season, but it was an ABC show called Not Dead Yet. And it was with Gina Rodriguez, and I loved being on that show. So we had 2 great seasons. And I think I can say this out loud without giving up too much, but I've just spent the last 91 days coaching on the Michael Jackson biopic. And it's going to be amazing. Antoine Fuqua directed it.
Yes.
And I coached the young man who's playing Michael, Jafar Jackson, and he's beyond amazing.
Oh, wow.
Beyond amazing. So I'm actually doing a little R&R, like relaxation and a little rest from, it was intense shoot. Graham King is the producer. You know, he did Bohemian Rhapsody, Gangs of New York, Ali. I mean, he's major. And of course, you know, Antoine Fuqua's work. So, so that's happening. And then I have another project. It's been discussed, and I think Deadline did give us a shout out. It's still in development, but we're hoping that it does indeed go, and that is Janelle Monáe playing Josephine Baker. and being part of the French Resistance.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't know that about Josephine Baker. So we're in the middle of developing that. So, and auditioning, you know. I'm going back out in the world now.
You audition?
Yeah, I mean, I get an offer every now and then, but I got to audition. I'm making my way. I'm making my way to Marla Gibbs.
Do you have to audition?
Say it again.
Do you have to audition now for stuff? I know you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
They want to pretend they don't know who you are. Sometimes they're not going to pay you no money, honey.
Right. Sometimes,
if I don't know you, I don't have to pay you a lot of money.
Yeah, they play games. She should never be auditioning.
That's what I'm saying.
Ever, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised.
That's cool.
It's called show business.
Right, that's right.
Just pull out the whole, do you know who I am?
Right, you know, anyway.
Oh, that is so cool. Wow, this has been so amazing.
You have some message like you want to give from some young actors, like just start, like what do you advise you can give for us?
So advice for actors, new actors.
First of all, if you know God, you trust in God, you have faith, you learn about what you want to do, take the time to learn it, and do the work. It will happen if you have the faith and you believe it and you don't doubt in your heart and you're consistent. It will happen, not in your time, but in God's time. And we don't know when it's going to happen.
That's right.
But it will happen if you believe it.
Yes.
You can achieve it.
We're going to go a little over because I forgot to ask the most important question. What was it like with Billy D. Williams?
Oh, that was really fun. Because I didn't know it was really Billy D. Florence didn't know it was really Billy D. She heard him turn it down because he was busy, but she didn't hear him call back and say he could come.
Wow.
So I didn't believe it was him, so I gave him the blues.
I love that.
That's my
That's one of my favorite episodes.
Yes.
Do you want my hand to fall off?
I know.
Oh my God, that's the song. Like he said it. Listen to the blues.
I like
don't leave me, Billy.
Don't leave. That's not what I was She realizes it's him. She just don't leave me. Don't leave me. Oh my God.
And I looked down and saw his ID and saw it was really him. And he said, "You want my arm to fall off?" I said, "What'd you say?" "You want my arm to fall off?" I said the same thing he said to Daniel Ross on Lady Sings the Blues.
And then she runs outside and starts screaming on the balcony, "Hey y'all, Billy D is here, Billy D is here."
That's my favorite. Oh my God, you are so
Just give me 5 minutes, I'll put on my blue dress.
Right. Oh, thank you so much for being here. It was an honor to have you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Oh my God. Everybody nervous,
I'm in
right?
awe. I'm sorry. How can we find you? I know you have millions and millions of fans. How can we find you on social media? Are you on social media?
Oh, she's big time.
She is big time, huh? She
As
does
a matter
TikTok?
of fact,
You do
my grandson did all my social media.
Okay.
He has me on Instagram, and he started a boutique for me.
Okay.
And we have a boutique on
MarlaGibbsBoutique.com.
MarlaGibbsBoutique.com. So please look.
What do you sell at Marla Gibbs?
We got cups, we got t-shirts, we've got caps, we've got bags. Marla Gibbs for real.
Okay.
Is her IG.
Okay, awesome.
And yours?
Oh, Angela Gibbs.
Yeah.
Just Angela Gibbs.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. This has been The Able Show. And remember, we are all able.
And it's never too late.
I love that. Never too late.
Oh my God.